Dr. Hema Gandotra to formally welcome President NWISA, Professor Sukhdev Singh, with a bouquet of flowers. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate this significant milestone, let us not only honor the achievements of the past, but also look forward to the promising future that lies ahead. The Department of Sociology.
A very warm good morning to everyone present in the hall. This, of course, is a momentous occasion for Department of Sociology to be hosting this conference in the year 2024, as this is a year when we complete 25 years of our establishment, as Department of Sociology started in 1999. So this actually is our silver year. So on this note, I welcome our chief guest, Professor Meena Sharma, Dean.
It matters because it is an extremely significant sociological issue. It's a social justice issue because the manner in which the marginalized communities have been treated all along and continue to be treated leaves something to be seriously pondered over. At a time when we are living in
forces and corporate sectors, and you will see John Bremen, a Switzerland sociologist, say everybody will be surprised to know, nobody can digest that. He said that 75% population, in his book on populism in past and present, conclude that 76% population is below the living level, which is not a human being level, say poverty line. He has divided destitutes, all these issues. Poor are those who can take their daily needs, but destitute are those who are daily, just like beggars and other people, apahat people, all those things. 70%, whereas our economists say that 22-25% population are below poverty line, but now they are seeing the 5 or 6%. But if you listen, Arun Kumar from
our very own Professor Paramjit Singh Judge and Professor Satish Sharma, who are associated with the department right from the year of its inception. Sir, your presence is what makes this event possible. Thanks to Dr. Manoj Kumar, Secretary NWISA, who has been liaising with the department for the last few months in working out the modalities to host this conference in the University of Jammu. Dr. Manoj, we finally succeeded. Thank you so much. Thanks to the directors of Riyasi and Ramnagar campuses, Professor Sushil K. Pandey and Professor Vinod Sharma, who have collaborated with the department in organizing the event. Thank you so much, sir. We are also thankful to the Dean Academic.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are waiting for our guest of honor and registrar, sir. So soon they'll be joining us.
Very satisfying moment for me after the successful completion of the 2 days of conference. So let me formally welcome each one of you who are here for culmination of this very important conference that we organized on the theme of marginalized communities in Northwest India, emerging trends and challenges. I first of all welcome Professor Paramjit Singh Judge, who's our valedictory speaker for this session. As yesterday also I said, to invite him over and to have him here for these 2 days is indeed a moment which is a personal honor because he's someone who's been associated with our department right from the beginning. And also, I think the high moment of this conference has been when yesterday late evening he told me that all our students were able to kind of identify him, and he asked the students, do you know actually who I am? and most of them said, yes, we read your work. I think that also is a satisfying moment as a teacher, which is something that I would like to share with the next batches as well. That a moment where you meet your authors that you read is something that we all strive for. So welcoming sir to the valedictory address and valedictory session, and also showing gratitude that sir was able to find time for all of us. I also welcome our guest of honor today, Professor Sangeeta Gupta, who's Dean Faculty of Social Sciences, for finding time for us and being with us.
To maybe in a way to thank all our chairpersons and co-chairpersons, the reporters, the research scholars who were being engaged in conducting the sessions. In all, we had 8 technical sessions across different themes, and I want to bring it to the notice of the dignitaries that we had received more than 120 abstracts, and for the last 2 days there were around more than 70 paper presentations in different 8 technical sessions. So yesterday we began with our inaugural session, and we had a very thought-provoking inaugural address by Professor S.L. Sharma, and the chief guest of the occasion was Professor Meena Sharma. We also had the presidential address by the President NWISA, Professor Sukhdev Singh. Later, after the inaugural session, we had the symposium session, which was being chaired by Professor Paramjit Singh Judge, and the speakers, the great speakers of these sessions, again, because the takeaways from these sessions were very...
So I was pleasantly surprised when Professor S.L. Sharma talked about LGBT community and third gender or neutral gender. But I'll start with something, what is called conceptual issues, and then I will talk about Northwest, then little about that you have already done. Had I listened to every presentation, I would have articulated much more in a bigger manner. No, it was in the middle of 1950s that one of the persons, this is philosopher Galli, he provided the idea of what we call it essentially contested concepts. His basic argument is that all the social sciences concepts are contested in comparison to all the concepts in sciences. I will not elaborate much with regard to science, only one example I give. Till the arrival of Lavoisier in the 18th century, when he brought revolution into history, there was a concept of phlogiston. Phlogiston was regarded as an element which is highly inflammable, and the idea was that when you put fire on an object, the object which has very high proportion of phlogiston burns very quickly. It was only Lavoisier who demolished that there is no such thing like phlogiston. Till this date, after 18th century, nobody talked about phlogiston. You go to a student of chemistry, and 99% possibility is, if he or she has not read the history of science, would not see coming up with all these institutions. And now we have exclusion and inclusion as the binary opposites, in which all these things are happening which we are using. And when I think about marginalized, marginality, I always thought that it has essentially to be a psychological concept, because it is man who becomes marginal. It is man's marginality which occurs. And then I started exploring literature. I'm not talking about yesterday or after Professor Vishwaraksha called me. This was the earlier lecture I gave at Bombay. And I found that almost a century back, one of the great sociologists, I regard him great because of his some great comment which I cannot at this time share with you. He wrote what is called Marginal Man. And when he wrote Marginal Man, he also emphasized that it is an individual level phenomenon. But at the same time, he added space, physical spaces as important aspect of marginality. Now, and the classical example he gave of marginality was with regard to a migrant. So only two papers I heard this morning, and one talked about migrants. Okay, but the problem with what we have here is not marginality, it is not communities. We are talking about marginal communities. Now, when we introduce what is called community, it represents a different connotation. Now, community has a history.
Professor Paramjit Singh, Judge, Professor Ram Gupta, Professor Vishwaraksha, Dr. Hema Gandotra, Dr. Manoj, and all the dignitaries here, and all the audience sitting here, attending this valedictory function of 23rd National Conference of NWISA on marginalized communities in Northwest India. आपने सर इतना कुछ बोल दिया तो I am a professor of library science. I am not a professor of sociology, but so this issue of marginalized community is still, I mean, continuing, and it remains as a pressing concern, what I feel. And despite various strides in social and economic development, I mean, near about, as I could see that near about 25%, this is alarming, I mean, global population is still just, I mean, out of the stream. So I could find out, I could compare it in the same analogy, which could simplify the social implications that is leading to the marginalization, but I could feel. So as far as this marginalization is concerned, this is a very, I mean, shifting or slippery, or you can say multi-layer concept.
Professor Ram Gupta is the Dean Faculty of Mathematical Sciences. He has also served the Jammu University in various capacities. He is former Head Department of Statistics, former Chief Librarian Dhanvantri Central Library, former Rector Bhadarwah Campus, and ex-Director HRDC. So I request Sir for the presidential remarks.
Esteemed Professor Paramjit Singh Judge, esteemed Professor Sangeeta Gupta, Professor Vishwaraksha, Professor Sukhdev Singh ji, Professor Sukhdev Singh, Dr. Manoj Kumar from Chandigarh, Dr. Hema Gandotra, and all dignitaries, my colleagues of the dais, scholars, participants, students, ladies and gentlemen. It really gives me an immense pleasure to be part of the celebrations of Department of Sociology's 25 years, that is Silver Jubilee. So congratulations that you have taken the honors and disseminating a topic of very important aspect on this occasion. So I congratulate you, the department, the head and her team for organizing this great conference, national conference, where we have participants from all over India.
Professor Ram Gupta is the Dean Faculty of Mathematical Sciences. He has also served the Jammu University in various capacities. He is former Head Department of Statistics, former Chief Librarian Dhanvantri Central Library, former Rector Bhadarwah Campus, and ex-Director HRDC. So I request Sir for the presidential remarks.
Esteemed Professor Paramjit Singh Judge, esteemed Professor Sangeeta Gupta, Professor Vishwaraksha, Professor Sukhdev Singh ji aaye. Professor Sukhdev Singh ji. Dr. Manoj Kumar from Chandigarh. Dr. Hema Gandotra. And all dignitaries, my colleagues of the dais, scholars, participants, students, ladies and gentlemen. It really gives me an immense pleasure to be part of the celebrations of Department of Sociology's 25 years. That is silver jubilee. So congratulations that you have taken the honors and disseminating a topic of very important aspect on this occasion. So I congratulate you, the department, the head and her team for organizing this great conference, national conference, where we have participants from all over India.
Request all the session where we all have gathered to mark the conclusion of this conference. Let us begin the today's session with symbolic gesture of welcome, appreciation and respect to our dignitaries. To do the honors, I would like to request Professor Vishwaraksha ma'am to present bouquet and memento to Professor Paramjeet Singh Judge sir as token of respect and gratitude. Thank you, ma'am. I once again request Professor Vishwaraksha. Okay. I once again request Professor Vishwaraksha ma'am to present bouquet and memento to Professor Sangeeta Gupta ma'am as a token of respect and gratitude. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Hema Gandotra ma'am to present bouquet and memento to Professor Rahul Gupta sir, Registrar, University of Jammu, as a token of respect and gratitude. I once again request Dr. Hema Gandotra ma'am to present memento to Dr. Manoj sir as a token of respect and gratitude. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Professor Vishwaraksha ma'am, convener NWISA Conference and Head Department of Sociology, to formally welcome all the participants. Thank you. Session where we all have gathered to mark the conclusion of this conference. Let us begin the today's session with symbolic gesture of welcome, appreciation and respect to our dignitaries. To do the honors, I would like to request Professor Vishwaraksha ma'am to present bouquet and memento to Professor Paramjeet Singh Judge sir as token of respect and gratitude. Thank you, ma'am. I once again request Professor Vishwaraksha. Okay. I once again request Professor Vishwaraksha ma'am to present bouquet and memento to Professor Sangeeta Gupta ma'am as a token of respect and gratitude. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Hema Gandotra ma'am to present bouquet and memento to Professor Rahul Gupta sir, Registrar, University of Jammu, as a token of respect and gratitude. I once again request Dr. Hema Gandotra ma'am to present memento to Dr. Manoj sir as a token of respect and gratitude. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Professor Vishwaraksha ma'am, convener NWISA Conference and Head Department of Sociology, to formally welcome all the participants.
dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. So it's a wonderful opportunity for me to thank you all. थोड़ा सा NWISA के बारे में बता दूं. NWISA is a 30 years old association of sociologists and social scientists working in Northwest India and all others who are focusing their research on Northwest India. So at present we have 670 members. Life members, we have 670 members who are, and we have successfully hosted 22 conferences before this conference, and we are in the 23rd conference. So in our tenure, with Professor Sukhdev Singh as president and me as secretary and other executive members, we were lucky to host 2 NWISA conferences. The earlier one was in SD College, Chandigarh, that was to commemorate the 100 years of sociology in India, and this was an opportunity grabbed by Madam Vishwaraksha, and we are happy with her assistance. तो ये अपनी टर्म में हमने 2 कॉन्फ्रेंसेस कर दी, 2 न्यूज़ लेटर्स प्लान्ड है, एक ऑलरेडी निकल गया, एक हमने ये रिपोर्ट डाल के हमने निकाल देंगे बिफोर 31st of March. So this is the concept of न्यूज़ लेटर्स, and we have also initiated the idea of a NWISA Journal of Sociology. The first volume is expected very soon, and I invite contributions to that journal before 31st of March. We want to finish our agendas before our term ends. Regarding this conference, I'm not going to detail. Experts have already dealt with the concepts of social boundaries, marginalization, marginality, social exclusion, inclusion, levels of social exclusion, economic, social. I'm thankful to the teachers from Ramnagar and Riyasi campus who were the part of this. And I know it is difficult to organize the conference without the permission of the boss. So I'm thankful to your Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Umesh Rai. I'm thankful to the Registrar, sir, Professor Rahul Gupta ji, and to the Dean present here, Professor Sangeeta Gupta. They have been wonderful hosts, and